Hey, I wanted to just give you some support in a time where it's just universally I've just gone through this week with clients and people, and everybody is just so there's just a lot going on right now. So I want to remind you to take some time for yourself. And I know things are crazy, but taking time for yourself includes staying off of social media instead of sitting there and just having me time and scrolling. Like, put your phone down and just relax and just like be with yourself. Take time away from all the influences of the energies around the world. Go outside, look outside. um, get your shoes off and put your feet in the ground and just relax and have the energy of the world just ground you and give you that peaceful energy. Nature is this pure thing. It's so uplifting. It does so much for us. And you all know that usually when you go outside, you feel better. So, if you can't go outside, Google music that is nature music and just sit there for a minute and just listen to it and allow it to surround your mind in this peaceful energy that is not other things. Uh, Ground yourself. So close your eyes and visualize these huge roots from trees going down through your head, down through your chest, down through your core, and then down through your legs, and all the way down through your feet, and then down into Mother Earth, and just visualize it just anchoring you into the ground, and you'll feel stronger. It's really cool when you actually do that when you're standing up, because it's like, wow, I do feel really strong, and that's being grounded. When we are chaotic and we're overly stressed, we're anxious, we're just not feeling ourselves, we're just overwhelmed, usually we're not grounded. And so that is something that I urge you to do every single day. I apply frankincense to help myself ground, and I just set the intention that every time I apply frankincense, I usually do it on my shoulders when I need to ground myself. That's going to go ahead and just do that for me. You can smell it and it will do the same thing. I have my kids do that. We like visualize the roots, take some deep breaths, and just relax. When you're trying to relax yourself, sitting there and breathing through your nose, counting to 4, and then breathing out, and just taking 3 deep breaths will really help you to just relax and reset your energy. Think of things that you're doing that is like overwhelming you, and maybe things that you can possibly remove from your daily grind or from your schedule that is just not serving you right now. There's a lot of uncertainties, there's a lot of just energy that's all over the place. And if you can take out some things that maybe you're putting energy to that you should not be putting energy to, or you don't need to right now, and just remove those things. Also, categorize like time for yourself. And this is the hardest thing for everybody to do. And you just have to think of the things that you do every single day, and some of the things that maybe not are not serving you as much, which most people I say is just like, don't scroll on social media. Just disconnect, get off social media, just take time without that. Like, take time for you, even if it's 5 minutes, where you're just not consumed with something and you're just being with yourself. Like yesterday, I've felt overwhelmed all week because of the conversations that I'm having every single day with people and how they're feeling. And my clients have now become where it's just like people have all these thoughts that they have no idea for the answers of what the answers are. And it's we absorb that stuff. So I disconnect, so you can take your hand and just brush off people's energy that you're holding on to, and just do that 3 times on each arm, and just be like, okay, like, I want to sympathize for people and I want to be there for people, but I also don't need to suck in their energy, and you can release that. You can put release on. You can just be like, okay, I'm all done, and just do that after you're done with work or after you're done with like a heavy conversation. Make sure that you're grounded. And yesterday I just needed a second, and it was interesting because we overthink things. When you think time for yourself, you think it has to be like hours and hours, but literally like a couple minutes is enough. So I went outside and I went by one of my big, huge trees, and I just leaned against the tree. I just did big, deep breaths, and I just closed my eyes, and I just felt the pulse of the world just like combining with mine, and I just like melded in with the tree, and I just relaxed. Had no shoes on, I was barefoot, And I just took, seriously, I think it was like 30 seconds. That's all I really had because I had to go back in the house and make dinner. But I just did that and just relaxed for a second. I said my appreciations to God. I said my appreciations to the world. And I just was like, I appreciate you. Thank you for being so beautiful, etc. And I just let everything just surround me for a minute. It probably was 30 seconds. And I walked back into the house and I made sure I smiled and I made sure I was just like happy, and I'm like, whew, and I felt so much better. So I want to just challenge you to just remember to take time for yourself and just remember that, like we're all gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And you just have to remember those things. Something that has been really helpful for me, and I always bring this up because this is how I live. Valor is for courage and confidence and emotional balance. So I put Valor on my wrists when I feel like my anxiety is really high, when I feel like I'm just, a little bit because it's blue, see? When I just feel like kind of out of control and maybe I'm not serving myself as well. And, I'm off, so then my kids are going to be off, my family's going to be off, my practice is going to be off, and I'll just apply it, smell it in, and it just boosts your confidence, allows you to take a moment so that your brain can figure out what it needs to do, and help you to push through, give you that boost that, okay, I'm fine. And it's okay to say, I'm fine. I'm safe. I'm fine. I'm good. I got this. And just remind yourself. And that does that little boost. And then White Angelica, there's so many unknowns right now. And it doesn't matter what type of viewpoint you have. Like every viewpoint has different unknowns. And the thing is these unknowns are starting to really consume people in many different levels. And the thing is like, they're consuming people so much that we're not feeling it well. But also it's all you know right now. And I just want to remind you, like, what our reality is, what we're thinking of, what we're doing, is what we create for ourselves. So put the White Angelica on. White Angelica releases negative emotions, negative energies, negative things. So if you're somebody that is like mentally creating scenarios, mentally just really worried, mentally just full of fears, and you're just constantly cannot get out of your head, or your mind keeps on steering to like thinking about this, and you're like, no, I don't want to think about that, or you just can't help it. Put on the White Angelica, put it over your heart, put it on your forehead, and just allow it to help to move those things. If I'm going into a panic attack, I'll put on Valor and White Angelica. I just quickly go and I'll do that, and I can feel it allow my chest to open up. I can feel it allow my body to just relax. And you can think these things don't work all you want, but be in that situation and do it and see it work, and you will change your mind. But so I want to remind you that we have these beautiful resources right here, and they are my saving grace. And when I'm off and I just don't know what's going on, I just put on something and I allow my vibration to rise, or allow myself to ground myself. And it allows me to just have a little bit of peace, so then I can make better decisions. I can be better for myself. I can be better for my family, my tasks, etc. But I just want you to just be like, okay, it's going to be okay. And just remind yourself, also, people don't realize this, but what you do before you go to bed, so 5 minutes before you go to bed and 5 minutes when you wake up, sets the tone for that day. So make sure when you're waking up, you're just, you're saying your prayers, your affirmations, you're just having a positive energy. Try to stay off your phone, and just have 5 minutes where you're just happy. Drink some water, get up and just smile as much as you can. Think of things that make you happy. Think of things that make you laugh, and just be in the moment with yourself for a minute so it can set the tone for that day. I apply stress away, and I apply my oils, and I just really set the tone for the day. But also when you go to bed, what you think about 5 minutes before your bed, before you fall asleep, is what your subconscious mind continues to filter through while you're sleeping. So, like, for example, if you're like really worried you're not going to wake up in the morning because you have to do something, a lot of times our mind, we dream about waking up and have that dream of actually that day because you replayed it so much before you went to sleep. And it's because whatever you think about is what your brain patterns into while you're sleeping. So I just want you to know that before you go to bed, before those last couple of minutes, before you drift away, disconnect yourself from all the negative energy and just think of things that make you happy. Think of things that make you smile. Think of things that are you're appreciative of. Pray, say affirmations, and just be in a really happy place. Visualize happy things. Visualize your dreams. Visualize whatever you need to do. But don't put yourself to sleep and your mind to sleep into a negative energy. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope these tips are helpful, and just know, I'm here for you, sending you good energy, and just breathe and it'll be okay.